Imagine a world where your thoughts are your greatest allies, where the chaos around you fades into the background. Picture yourself standing firm, unyielding, as life throws its challenges your way. You might wonder, what if I told you that the power to transform your life lies not in what you share, but in what you choose to keep hidden? Secrets, those whispers of wisdom that can guide you through the storm, are often the keys to true resilience. Think back to moments when you felt overwhelmed. What if there were strategies, rooted in ancient philosophy, that could help you navigate those turbulent waters? Have you ever felt the urge to spill your thoughts, only to realize that some truths are best kept close to the chest? In a world obsessed with sharing every detail, the Stoics remind us of the strength in silence. What if holding back certain secrets could unlock a deeper understanding of yourself? As we dive into these profound insights, consider this. How might your life change if you embrace the power of discretion? Stay with me as we unravel the 7 secrets that could reshape your mindset and fortify your spirit. The journey begins now. 1. Self-control and discipline. You know, there's something profound about mastering your emotions and desires. It's like tuning a musical instrument. When it's in harmony, everything flows smoothly. I've found that the real challenge lies in not letting external pressures dictate how I feel or act. There's a certain power in holding back, in choosing when to express my thoughts and emotions. It's not about bottling up feelings, but rather about understanding their place and timing. Discipline, for me, extends beyond just controlling my emotions. It's about setting personal boundaries and sticking to them. I've learned that when I expose too many of my inner workings, I inadvertently invite opinions and judgments that can throw me off balance. By keeping certain aspects of my life private, I create a safe space where I can reflect and grow without the noise of others' expectations. When I find myself struggling with a desire or an emotional surge, I remind myself of the importance of patience. There's a quiet strength that comes from waiting, from allowing my feelings to settle before acting. This doesn't mean I ignore my emotions. Rather, I give myself the time to process them in a way that aligns with my values and goals. It's a practice that builds resilience and a deeper understanding of who I am. Ultimately, mastering self-control and discipline isn't just about restraint. It's about empowerment. When I choose not to share every detail of my life, I reclaim my narrative. I decide how much of myself I want to reveal and when. This conscious choice allows me to navigate my emotions with clarity and intention, rather than react impulsively. 2. Privacy and reflection. There's an undeniable value in keeping certain thoughts and experiences to myself. It's almost like having a secret garden that only I can tend to. In a world that often encourages oversharing, I've found solace in the quiet moments of introspection. When I take time to reflect privately, I gain insights that might otherwise be drowned out by external chatter. The act of journaling, for instance, has become a powerful tool for me. I can pour out my thoughts without fear of judgment or misunderstanding. This private space allows me to explore my feelings deeply and confront them head-on. It's a space where I can be entirely honest with myself, which is crucial for self-discovery. Maintaining this privacy also fosters a sense of security. I've realized that not every thought or feeling needs to be validated by someone else. Sometimes the mere act of contemplating my experiences is enough to propel me forward. In these moments, I cultivate self-awareness and clarity, enabling me to make decisions that resonate with my true self. Moreover, there's a certain freedom that comes with keeping my reflections private. I'm not bound by the expectations of others or swayed by their interpretations of my life. This independence allows me to embrace my unique journey, free from the weight of comparison. It's liberating to realize that my path doesn't have to mirror anyone else's. 3. The art of resilience. Resilience is not just about bouncing back. It's about fortifying my mind against adversities. I've learned that confronting challenges without exposing my vulnerabilities can be a powerful strategy. It's like wearing armor that protects my core while navigating through life's storms. I've faced my share of setbacks, but there's a certain strength that comes from enduring them quietly and with grace. In my experience, Resilience often requires a level of emotional intelligence. I've had to recognize when to share my struggles and when to keep them close to my chest. There's wisdom in knowing that not everyone needs to witness my battles. Some are best fought alone. This doesn't mean I lack support. Rather, it's about choosing the right moments to lean on others. By embracing this approach, I've discovered that my challenges become opportunities for growth. Each obstacle I encounter is a lesson, and facing them head-on has strengthened my resolve. I've learned to appreciate the process of overcoming difficulties, and this has instilled a sense of confidence that carries into other areas of my life. Resilience also teaches me to focus on solutions rather than getting bogged down by problems. When I encounter a setback, I try to pivot my mindset toward what I can learn from the experience. This shift in perspective has made it easier to navigate life's uncertainties and has empowered me to take action, even when the path forward isn't immediately clear. Ultimately, the art of resilience is about embracing my inner strength. By choosing to deal with challenges on my own terms, I cultivate a sense of autonomy and purpose. Each experience, whether good or bad, contributes to the tapestry of my life, and I've learned to appreciate the richness that comes from navigating it all with a steady heart and mind. 4. The power of indifference. You know, there's something liberating about not letting the opinions of others dictate how I feel or what I do. It's almost like a superpower. When I started practicing indifference, I realized how much energy I wasted worrying about what people thought of my choices. I mean, everyone has an opinion, right? But most of the time they don't really matter. I learned to focus on what resonates with me and what aligns with my values, rather than seeking validation from the outside world. This doesn't mean I've become cold or indifferent to everyone. Far from it. It's more about cultivating a sense of inner peace that shields me from the chaos of external judgments. When someone disagrees with me or criticizes my decisions, I take a step back and remind myself that their perspective is shaped by their own experiences, not mine. By doing this, I can maintain my convictions without feeling the need to justify them to anyone else. Keeping certain beliefs and decisions private adds another layer of strength to my mental state. By not broadcasting every thought or intention, I create a safe space for myself, allowing me to grow without the weight of others' expectations. It's like having a hidden garden, where I can nurture my ideas without the risk of someone trampling them with their doubts or negativity. Indifference has also helped me navigate social situations with more ease. I've learned to listen without absorbing every piece of feedback as gospel. When someone expresses their opinion, I can appreciate the insight without letting it sway my resolve. It's like being in a room full of noise, but choosing to focus on the melody that resonates with me instead of the clamor that surrounds me. Ultimately, practicing indifference has led me to a more centered life. It's a reminder that I am in control of my emotions and decisions. Sure, opinions will always be there, but they don't have to dictate my reality. I find comfort in knowing that my path is mine to walk, and I'm not obligated to share it with everyone. 5. Wisdom in communication. Communication can be a double-edged sword. On one hand, it's essential for connection, but on the other, it can lead to misunderstandings or unnecessary conflicts. I've learned the importance of being intentional about what I share with others. It's not about hiding my true self, it's about being strategic in how I express my thoughts and feelings. Choosing my words carefully has saved me from countless arguments and awkward situations. I've come to understand that not every thought needs to be voiced, especially if it doesn't serve a constructive purpose. Sometimes it's better to listen and observe rather than to jump into a conversation with all guns blazing. This doesn't mean I'm being disingenuous. Rather, I'm engaging in a more mindful way. I've also realized that some discussions are simply not worth having. There are topics that can ignite a firestorm of disagreement, and I've learned to avoid those volatile subjects unless they are truly necessary. By steering clear of unnecessary debates, I preserve my peace and maintain healthier relationships with those around me. It's like choosing to walk around a puddle rather than splashing through it. In this process, I've come to appreciate the value of silence. There's strength in knowing when to speak and when to hold back. Sometimes just being present and listening speaks volumes more than engaging in superficial chatter. It allows me to connect on a deeper level without the noise of trivial conversation clouding the interaction. Ultimately, effective communication is about balance. It's not about saying less, but rather saying what truly matters. By carefully selecting my words and knowing when to engage, I can foster more meaningful relationships while avoiding the pitfalls of unnecessary conflict. There's a certain thrill in having dreams and aspirations that are entirely my own. I've adopted a strategy of keeping my goals under wraps, and it has made a remarkable difference in how I pursue them. When I don't share my ambitions with everyone, I free myself from the pressure of external expectations. It's like running a race without the noise of onlookers cheering or jeering. I can focus on my pace and direction. Keeping my goals private allows me to explore them without fear of judgment. I can take my time to refine my vision without feeling the need to explain myself to anyone. It's a liberating experience to chase after what I want without the weight of others' opinions pressing down on me. I find that this secrecy creates a fertile ground for my ideas to grow without interference. Moreover, by not broadcasting my aspirations, I protect myself from premature criticism. When I share my dreams too soon, I often encounter skepticism that can derail my motivation. By keeping things to myself, I can cultivate a sense of confidence that is unshaken by outside influences. The less I expose my plans, the more space I have to nurture them. There's also an element of surprise when I eventually achieve my goals. It's incredibly satisfying to unveil my accomplishments without having had to justify my journey along the way. The reactions I receive are often more genuine because people are witnessing the results rather than critiquing the process. This adds a layer of fulfillment that I wouldn't trade for the world. In the end, keeping my objectives personal has transformed how I approach my aspirations. It's not about secrecy for the sake of hiding. It's about empowerment and the freedom to pursue what truly matters to me, unencumbered by the noise of the outside world. 6. The virtue of simplicity. You know, I've often found that the most profound joys in life come from the simplest things. It's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of seeking validation from others, be it through social media likes or the approval of peers. But I've learned that true happiness doesn't stem from external sources. It comes from within. When I strip away the noise and distractions, I can appreciate the little moments that make life rich. Whether it's enjoying a quiet morning with a cup of coffee or taking a walk in nature, those are the moments I cherish most. Simplicity has become my guiding principle. I've started to embrace a minimalist lifestyle, not just in terms of possessions, but in how I approach my daily interactions and experiences. By reducing the clutter in my life, both physically and mentally, I found a greater sense of clarity and purpose. I no longer feel the need to impress others or conform to societal expectations. Instead, I focus on what truly matters to me, allowing my inner self to shine through without the weight of external validation. This shift in perspective has also helped me cultivate deeper relationships. By being genuine and straightforward, I attract people who appreciate me for who I am rather than what I possess. It's refreshing to connect with others on a level that transcends superficialities. These relationships are built on authenticity and mutual respect, which makes them far more fulfilling than any status symbol could ever provide. In a world that often glorifies complexity, choosing simplicity is a radical act of self-acceptance. I've realized that I don't need to chase after extravagant experiences or possessions to feel fulfilled. Instead, I focus on nurturing my passions and interests, allowing them to enrich my life without the interference of societal pressures. This has led to a profound sense of contentment that I never thought possible. Ultimately, embracing the virtue of simplicity has taught me that happiness is not a destination to be reached, but a state of being that can be cultivated. I've learned to appreciate the beauty in the mundane and find joy in the everyday. It's a liberating feeling to let go of the need for external validation and discover that my worth is intrinsic, rooted in my values and experiences. 7. The practice of silent gratitude. Gratitude has become a cornerstone of my daily life, but what I've come to appreciate even more is the power of silent gratitude. It's easy to express thanks out loud, to share our blessings with the world, but I've found that there's something profoundly humbling about keeping my gratitude private. When I take the time to acknowledge the good in my life without feeling the need to broadcast it, I cultivate a deeper connection with those blessings. Each day I make it a habit to reflect on what I am thankful for, whether it's the support of a loved one, a moment of joy, or even a lesson learned through hardship. This practice has shifted my focus from what I lack to what I have, fostering a sense of abundance in my life. By keeping my gratitude silent, I allow myself to fully experience the emotions associated with it without the distraction of seeking acknowledgement from others. This inward focus has also encouraged me to express appreciation in more meaningful ways. Rather than posting about my blessings online, I might write a heartfelt note or perform an act of kindness. These gestures feel more authentic and impactful to me, creating a ripple effect of positivity without the need for recognition. In this way, my gratitude transforms into action, enriching not only my life, but also the lives of those around me. Moreover, practicing silent gratitude has fostered a sense of humility. It's a reminder that not every blessing needs to be showcased. Some should be cherished quietly. This attitude has helped me navigate through life with grace, appreciating the small victories and the moments of beauty that often go unnoticed in the hustle and bustle of daily life. In conclusion, embracing the practice of silent gratitude has deepened my appreciation for life itself. It's a personal journey that invites introspection and mindfulness, reminding me that the most profound experiences often lie in the quiet, uncelebrated corners of our existence. Through this lens, I find joy in simply being, and in recognizing the wealth of goodness that surrounds me every day. And there you have it, 7 powerful secrets from Stoicism that can transform your life. But wait, before you go, let's dive a little deeper. Have you ever thought about how keeping certain truths close to your heart can empower your daily decisions? Imagine facing life's challenges with a calm mind, unshaken by external chaos. What would it feel like to embrace discomfort as a tool for growth? If you start applying these principles today, how might your perspective shift tomorrow? Remember, the greatest victories often come from the smallest changes in mindset. Let me ask you this. Which of these secrets resonated with you the most? Is it the idea of focusing on what you can control, or perhaps the importance of practicing gratitude? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget, every time you choose to reflect instead of react, you're strengthening that stoic muscle. So let's keep this conversation going. What other stoic principles do you want to explore? Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's embark on this journey together. Stay curious, stay resilient, and remember, your journey towards wisdom starts now.